Mga kapaglaom, it's Women's Month and across the world, across the Philippines, we unite in celebrating the strength, the resilience, and impact of women in every aspect of life. And of course, we all know that women shape communities, and we inspire change, and we lead with compassion and determination. That's why, as we all know, women make the world a better place. That's why, mga kapaglaom, today's episode, let's recognize, appreciate, and empower the women who continue to create a lasting difference. Only here on ADRA TV. Hello mga kapaglaom! We are so happy to be back and in partnership once again of ADRA Philippines and Hope Channel South Philippines, we offer you another productive, another inspiring, empowering episode only here on ADRA TV. I'd like to say maayong hapon, maayong gabi, magandang hapon, good afternoon to everyone. And I know through our broadcast on our Facebook page at ADRA Philippines, we are reaching not just Mindanao but also Visayas and Luzon. Kaya yung magiging language natin will be siguro Tagalog and then English and kung masipyat, mag-Bisaya. Bitaw mga kapaglaom, we're so happy to be back. It's Women's Month and I'm so blessed to be able to have a table talk, a conversation with one of the women that is a pillar of the humanitarian and the development arm of our church, of the Seventh-day Adventist Church here in the Philippines. I would like to welcome our guest this afternoon. We have Doc Hope Aperocho, the Country Director of Adventist Development and Relief Agency, or ADRA, here in the Philippines. Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon, Sean, and thank you for this invitation. Of course, greetings to all women. Happy Women's Month to all. And of course, special greetings, Sean. I would like to greet my family. First of all, my husband working at Mountain View College, Totong, and my children. I would like to greet Sean since this is aired in all over the Philippines.
Yes.
My family in Negros Oriental, the Sarsaga family and the Montebon family. I would like to greet them a very good afternoon. And also, Sean, I would like to greet our staff, our ADRA Philippines PH, especially in the country office. I would like to greet Edwin, our finance director, Levy, our programs manager, and the rest of the staff, and also our project managers, Rose Ann in Baguio, Lovely in Naga City.
Yes.
We also have Jeramil, of course, here in Mindanao. And of course, Carl Mark, who is leading the UNFPA project today. So I would like to greet all our staff of ADRA Philippines. And not only that, Sean, I would like also to thank Hope Channel South Philippines for this partnership, especially our manager, Johnster Kalibod. And thank you very much for hosting ADRA Philippines here in your great studio, I should say.
Yes.
And I
This
would
is
like,
your first time,
yes,
right,
it's my
Doc?
first time recording this, and I would like also to greet members of our board who are here in the Southwestern Philippine Union Conference. We have Pastor Jerry Patalingho and also Sir Chemuel Almocera, members of the ADRA Philippines Board of Trustees. So maayong hapon sa inyong tanan, and thank you very much for hosting ADRA TV here in your studio here in the Southwestern Philippine Union Conference.
Yes, they have been our solid partners in sharing the work of ADRA to different avenues, so through different avenues. We'd like to greet, Doc, our viewers right now who are watching through our Facebook Live. Our friends there watching sa Facebook Live ng ADRA Philippines, and also to those who are watching through Hope Channel South Philippines Facebook page. And we're also on YouTube. Ayun, Doc, we would like to thank also our angels. Would you like to send a message? Sino ba itong mga angels? May angels pala si ADRA, Doc.
Yes, we have angels. You know, the word angels is just like our protector, our guide. Actually, we have a lot of ADRA angels all over the Philippines, especially here in the South Philippines. And I would like to thank you for your continuous support to ADRA Philippines. And you have helped a lot, especially during times of emergencies where we need a lot of funds to support our disaster relief activities all over the Philippines. Thank you very much. And I pray that you will continue supporting ADRA Philippines. And I know the Lord would bless you more as you
Amen.
continue to support this work of ADRA.
Yes, Doc. I mean, the last visitation we had last year, September, Doc, we were
Yes.
able to visit ang mga missions and conferences natin dito sa Mindanao, in Visayas and in Luzon, academies, our colleges, hospitals po natin. We cannot mention everyone, but yes, as Doc said, thank you very much for the continued support, for your monthly contribution to ADRA Philippines. And para po sa lahat ng nanonood, if this is your first time to tune in, ADRA TV is our weekly episodes, and it's produced by ADRA Philippines, so in partnership with Hope Channel South Philippines. So si ADRA Philippines po ang humanitarian and development arm of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And Doc, having that said, no, we are the humanitarian and development arm of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Kamusta si ADRA? Ano ba, for 40 years, right?
Yes.
For 40 years, we have existed, not just here in the Philippines, but over to 116 countries. But dito sa Pilipinas, kamusta si ADRA? What have we accomplished so far? And what do we want to do this year, 2025?
Okay, thank you for very much about that, Sean. ADRA Philippines has been in existence for 40 years.
Yes.
And I think especially members of the church knew what ADRA has been doing. And we are known for relief response
Bagyo.
activities during Bagyo, I think. And last year, just imagine, for the 6 parang continuous typhoon in a month. I remembered in the month of, was that, I think, November, where there are 3 typhoons in just for a month. ADRA is there.
Amen.
Yeah. And of course, that would not be possible without the help of our ADRA network, our friends from other countries, and also of you members of the, who are especially ADRA Angels. It was made possible, and also our partnership with the church. So far we have done that, and I think we are gearing up again for this year, and I pray it would not be as you know, I should say, hindi naman natin pinapanalangin na magbabagyo na lang
Yes
palagi,
po.
di ba? Because we don't want that. But of course, as time goes on, it usually happens with climate change and everything. Even up to now, the heat index is so high.
Exactly.
So it is now very extreme. So towards the end of the year, we might have some extreme weather conditions. And so ADRA is gearing to prepare for that one for this year. Every year we prepared for that one.
Exactly. Not because we're praying for it, but because we
Anticipate.
anticipate. And when we anticipate, we can plan and we can react well and we can be there for communities in times
Yes,
of,
that's
especially
correct.
dito sa Pilipinas. No?
Yes.
We are #1 at risk when it comes to disasters.
That's true.
So, yes.
And not only that, Sean, aside, we call that our humanitarian activities.
Yes. Hindi lang tayo, we're not just about emergency
Yes.
response, Doc. No? Can you please elaborate on humanitarian, development
Okay.
activities?
So I think if you know the name of ADRA, the Adventist Development and Relief Agency, and in most cases we are known for the relief agency, but we are not known for the development work. But actually, ADRA Philippines has been doing development programming in the whole country. At present, we have, I should say, 4 existing projects. One is in Benguet, the office is in Baguio City, and that is the Resilience, Innovation, Sustainability, and Empowerment. It is a disaster risk reduction program where we are partnering with local governments and civil society organizations where they could formulate a resilience plan for for the Benguet area.
Kasi dun sa Benguet,
It's still prone to disaster.
yes, yung parang yung landscape of the community is very prone to disaster. And so we're empowering communities and
Yeah.
individuals there to speak out.
And then aside from that, to develop a resilience plan, a policy for the local government, that when disaster comes, they know what to do. They are ready for
Yun
that.
yung something that I always hear with Rice Benguet, grassroots. Parati ko
Yes.
naririnig yung grassroots. Para bang it will come from people who are there talaga.
Yes, who experienced
who
it.
experience and who's there every day, what it's like to be in this,
Affected.
to be affected, to be a survivor. And so sila po yung hinihingan ng parang idea. Sila ang hinihingan ng parang ano bang dapat nating gawin pala.
Yes.
So that's really something that's inspiring to me. They're empowering communities.
Yeah, and then we have also a project located in Naga City. We call that the Together Project.
Yes.
This is now on sexual reproductive health and rights because, again, it is an outcome of the impact of disasters in the area. If you notice, the Bicol region, I would always say it's the typhoon highway of the Philippines. If you noticed, highly affected last year's typhoon, Christine and Pipito.
Yes.
Well, Naga City was really in deep waters. So we have our project located there. And you will notice it's a health project for women and girls. Now, you might be asking, bakit babae?
Yeah.
Bakit sa women lang yon? Wala bang sa lalaki? But actually, it has also some aspects on the men, but it's focused more on the sexual reproductive health and rights of women. Why? In most cases during disaster, it's usually, especially in our culture, ang babae ang naghahanap ng food. Let us say, for example, when a disaster strikes a family, it is usually the mother who will be looking for, anong kakainin natin? Will be worried. Anong kakainin natin? Saan tayo kukuha ng pera? Paano tayo mabubuhay? Diba? Because innate of mothers, you think of your children.
I can
Okay.
now relate more on that.
Yeah.
Now that I'm pregnant, there is a connection.
Yes. So that's why we have there, and also on the gender-based violence, especially for counseling and survivors. So we conducted trainings and empowering women how to do, let's say, especially in hygiene and, protecting menstrual hygiene. So protecting the rights of women.
Yes.
At least they will know that meron silang rights talaga.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing I really love about this project though, is if I cannot recall the whole, but they're towards towards the enjoyment
Yes.
of women and of young girls. So the quality of life of women, parang we would like to empower them that there's more to this life. For example, there's a woman they're being abused. There's more to that.
Yeah.
No, we can actually speak out and there's help for them. So Together Project yun, Doc, no?
Yeah.
So that's the second project. And then the third?
The third project is, of course, our Rice Vismin. It's located. The office is here in Bukidnon. This is the responsible investment and shared empowerment. This is actually a livelihood program where we partnered with cooperatives, where we can provide services to farmers association, women's groups. So we have our projects in Bukidnon. We have some associations and cooperatives that we help out. Also in Cotabato, and we also have in the Central Visayas in Iloilo area. And I would like to say hi to Diana and Laarni, who are our two staffs there in Iloilo. And this project actually helps, I think we know that one of the problems of farmers that we have in the Philippines is the high cost of inputs. And then, that's why...
Anong ibig sabihin ng high cost of inputs?
Mahal.
Mahal.
Mahal yung fertilizers, yung even in the land preparation, machineries, and not all of our farmers could afford to buy machineries and everything. So
They could easily be exploited,
yes,
right?
yes, and they did not get the what they deserve to be the right price for their crops. So what we did in our project is we partnered with cooperatives that these farmers will have access to capital, because that's one of the problems we
Financial
have.
support.
Yeah, financial support. Because that's one of the problems they encounter. So what we do in our project is hindi tayo ang nagbibigay ng pera. We just help these associations to organize themselves into a cooperative that they will have a legal identity, and then they, as a whole, they can access capital from our partner cooperatives. That is, doon sila kukuha ng manghiram ng pera, but they will be the one to implement that. But our role is to capacitate them.
Yes.
That they will learn how to manage a cooperative, financial literacy and everything. So yun yung project natin dito sa Mindanao.
Ayun.
Currently, actually, we have also a project now. It's a short-term project. It is sponsored by the United Nations Population Fund. And this is especially an emergency response project kasi it is parang after ng typhoon ng Christine at saka ng Pepito, di ba?
Yes, last year.
Last year. So now, the UNFPA is providing a project that provides yung mga sexual reproductive health na kits like dignity kits, menstrual kits, and they are providing, we call this one women-friendly safe spaces.
Oh.
Yeah, where yung mga babae, they are constructing a facility where it's not really a very big facility, where there will be the services of a psychologist, a counselor that they could visit anytime. Mental health.
Opo.
That is why nandun ngayon si
Hazel
Hazel.
Moscato, shout out, girl.
yun. Oo, because Hazel's expertise is psychology, mental health. So doon where the women are free to talk about anong pinagdadaanan nila, especially as an outcome of what happened in their experiences in the past. So we have that project with UNFPA.
Yes.
It's in Camarines Sur, and there's also one in Catanduanes. And so in Catanduanes, Shaina is the manager there, the lead, technical lead there in Catanduanes. No? So ang dami nating ginagawa.
Busy, Doc.
Super. Pag iniisip ko lang parang, ano ba yun? Parang ang dami nun.
Wow, and that will be something na point of discussion din natin later with everything that is on your plate right now. As a woman, as a mother, how do you handle all of this? And then with all the projects, with everything that's going on, hindi pala talaga to yung babae ka lang. No, that's very wrong, and we would like to talk more about this.
But I think there's another one that I would like to share to everyone, that this year, the government of Canada has just signed a 7-year project with ADRA, and it will be implemented here in the Philippines. We are now in the process of making up the implementation plan, and it will start this year, and it is a 7-year project. Again, it's a stronger, the title of the project is stronger. Kaya natatawa ako sa mga title ng mga projects natin, especially in Naga. It started with Embrace. Then after the Embrace, we get together.
Yes,
so
together.
And now we go stronger. Ang galing.
There's really, we see here that the work that we're doing in that place is not just an afterthought, it's intentional.
Yes.
Na we want to really be sustainable as well. Change pala mga kapaglaom, it does not happen overnight.
Yes, that's
true.
true.
Sometimes when you want to change a family or a culture, a tradition, it has to be like, it will take time.
That's true.
And that's our joy, because there are people like ADRA Canada, our partners in the network, who believes in that and who partners with us in that change. And it will be a generational change then,
Yes.
diba, Doc?
And I believe also, Sean, this is one of the things that attracted me much to ADRA. I think you know, I came from the academy.
Yes, former vice president of Mountain View College.
Yes, and then I think this is one thing that attracts me to ADRA. Its mandate that we serve humanity so all may live as God intended.
Hindi tayo titigil.
Yeah, we will not stop doing good.
And I believe God will not stop in
good.
doing good, because He loves justice,
compassion, and love.
Ayun.
Ang galing.
Yes, mga kapaglaom, thank you, Doc, for giving us updates about ADRA now. And of course, we're looking forward to what ADRA will be doing in the future. And sa ating mga nanonood, ADRA Angels, no, I hope you get to watch us every week so that you get to be informed that your support really is going to lives, going to communities, changing lives. And so, speaking of updates, we'd like to show you a short video. Please watch this.
gali si Jaylee Dawn Datuon, 27 years old, and taga diri ako sa New Poblacion, Buena Vista, Guimaras. I'm currently working as a dentist diri man sa Buena Vista, Guimaras. So, ang ako na mga handom sa una is about mga sciences, kay amo gina akong mga paborito nga subject. So, sa ako nagdako na, gusto ko nga ang akon ubra is related to science also. So ginhatag giro sang Ginoo sa akon ang ini nga course, ang pagiging dentista, kag especially diri sa Guimaras gamay lang ang dentista man. So base amo gina ang plano sang Ginoo. Tungod kay ang akon nga pagka-dentista gasugod pa lang, gusto ko man mag-start na sa akon gid nga own nga clinic. So it is a challenge nga ang budget gid kay madako gid ang kinahanglan. Si Papa or ang akon nga tiyo, amo ni siyang una gid nga nag-share sa amon sang kasama kay member siya diri.
Ngani nga ginbuligan ko siya sa mga financial pero hindi gid ka-sustain ang amon nga mga kinahanglanon. Sang ulihin nag-offer ang kasama kay tungod sang kilala man namon kay Adventist man, kag gin-assist kami nila, kag ina ang nakuha na ako na 30,000, iya 30,000 man kay Doc, is of great help gid sa amon sa pag-construct namon sang beginning construction sang iya nga clinic.
So, biskan amo lang ni kagamay, dako ang nagasto namon. Aside sina, mabakal pa ko sa akong dental chair, ang akon nga mga personal dira nga mga needs like sa mga drills, sa mga materials. So, nakabulig man siya hatag sa akon sang pagbakal sini sa mga materials.
Nalipay gid ako nga subong madamo ang iya nga pasyente nga nagaano sila kay tungod nga namian man sila kay Doc, kag nami siya kuno pangamot kay mamagan iya kamot.
Akon handom subong kay gamay pa akon nga clinic, gusto ko gid nga kumatagaan ako sa chance kag sa pagpakamaayo sang Ginoo nga sa ulihi or sa malapit nga mga tion man maga-extend kita sang aton nga clinic, no, kay diri sa aton nga barangay, especially sa Guimaras, gamay lang ang aton dental clinics. So kung may chance kita, ma-expand kita dito sa Iloilo kung pwede man, kag kung maka-reach out kita sa mga suludlon nga mga barangay diri sa Guimaras, mas maayo gid para makabulig kita sa mga kubos nga hindi maka-avail sang dental treatments.
Ani nga dako gid amon akon pasalamat upod sa panimalay ko nga nakabulig gid ang kasama kag ang ADRA Project Rise nga nakahimo kami sang sini nga project ni Doc kag kon kaluy-an maka-expand kami sa iban pa gid. Ani nga nagapasalamat gid kami sang dako.
Akong gid ginapasalamatan is ang una ang kasama sa mga mabuot nila nga staff, maging buligan ni kami nila nga makuha ang ini nga klase sang loan. At the same time ang aton nga sa ADRA sa Project Rise nga tungod sa dira nakakuha kami kasang amount nga amon man na kinahanglan. Gapasalamat man kami sa funder ang ADRA China nga nakabulig sa aton tungod sini. Damo gid ang nabuligan.
Ayun, you just watch mga kapaglaom, story that will definitely tell us, no, na, kasi minsan po, Doc, di ba, we hear that we're doing this, we're doing that, pero iba po talaga ang impact when we hear it from the people, when we hear it from our community partners, no, our partners in the community, and ang impact po talaga sa kanila. Yun, thank you very much. Now, Doc, it's Women's Month. That's why you're here. And I have a lot of questions to you where we're celebrating the powerful impact of women. Kasi the theme of the Women's Month here in the Philippines is babae sa lahat ng sektor, aangat ang bukas. Diba? So, this year's theme, Doc, I'd like to ask you, how does you are in the sector of humanity, right?
Humanitarian.
And how is it in the humanitarian world? You are rubbing, I mean, shoulders with different individuals, different nationalities. Sa sektor ng humanitarian, ikaw yung representative ng ADRA, babae ka. Kamusta po dyan?
It's quite interesting, Sean, because I've noticed in the humanitarian sector, especially in the leadership position, mostly are men.
Mga lalaki, it's really dominated by men.
Even ADRA. Even here in the ADRA regional office, there are, I think, around 16, 17 countries that we have here. Only 2 are women. Only myself
The
here in the
country
Philippines,
directors,
yes.
you mean to...
Yes, in the country directors, meaning me here in the Philippines, and one is Virginia from Timor-Leste.
Timor-Leste, yes, si Virgie. I was able to meet her. So dalawa lang out of the 70,
70 ba yan?
yes,
That number
countries
in Asia.
So how is it like?
The first time, I believe, Sean, it's up to you as a person, as a woman, you know. If maiilang ka, mahihiya ka, mai-intimidate ka sa mga lalaki, you will, parang kainin ka sa system, I should say. But I think it's quite refreshing. It's quite tough, I should say, to stand up and to air up your opinions. But you have to say it, you know. Ang sa akin lang siguro as a woman, probably I'm not that intimidated.
Oh, wow. Have you experienced, Doc, like, for example, gender stereotypes? Like, pag may group activity, does everybody assume na ang babae ang secretary agad? Have you have an encounter like that? Parang, ipa-secretary na yung kakabag, there's this assumption.
In most cases, that's what is happening. But I admired our ADRA CDs, although they are men, they really are very, very open, and they treated us equally. Okay, and I think what I usually do whenever there is a group work, I volunteer. Kasi sabihan akong ikaw muna, I volunteer. So I'll be the one to take the notes. Okay, just give us your opinion.
So that's with the ADRA the ADRA network, but you're also talking to ambassadors, you talk to leaders in the government, in private institutions, you go to conferences, even church leadership. Kamusta po doon?
In the Philippines, in the ADRA, here in the humanitarian or NGO world here in the Philippines, we have our Pingon. We call this Pingon. This is the Philippine Inclusive NGO Network, and ADRA is a member of the Pingon. Most of the CEOs or CDs are men, but there is now a coming up women.
There's a trend.
There is now a trend na dumadami yung mga babae. And these are women that I met who are also very strong women, I should say, who are not intimidated by the way. And I've also noticed even in the United Nations humanitarian country team, because I've sat down a few times with them, there's a lot also of women, and I believe we are now getting into the trend of getting that in the humanitarian world, that the women are already there at present and opening up their opinions and ideas.
And speaking of opinions, speaking of insights from women, in what ways, Doc, sa observation mo lang ha, in what ways yung boses ng babae makes a difference sa humanitarian na sector? Like, have you had an experience when you were meeting and all of a sudden you gave something, an insight, or another woman gave an insight, and it was like, oh yeah, it was like a Bob Light.
I think in most cases I've met that one where when a woman speaks, they will say, okay. But I think sa akin lang, no, when we women think, we are not so very, parang by the book ba? Na this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3. But women tends to think differently. And yan ang nakikita ko. And I've noticed of all the women that I have encountered, especially in the humanitarian world, I could always feel, I could always feel the compassion. I think that is the difference or the uniqueness of a woman, that when we put up ideas, there is that heart in it, the compassion. Tinitingnan natin yung how would they feel? how would this group feel? And usually, yan ang nakikita ko. Every time I had a meeting with these networks and with this one, when a woman speaks, you always hear the way they say how they felt towards the community. It's more of an emotional connection to the community. And I think that's what makes women different and unique.
Amen. Ayun. And I believe also, Doc, that's a gift from God.
Yes.
No? That we are built differently, made differently from men. No? The blessing of men in our lives, and also how God created
Yes.
women are this different perspective that we can bring. And I'm so happy to hear that people get to, okay.
Yeah.
Diba kasi there's this notion, pag Women's Month, it's like women are being quieted, just keep quiet, dun ka lang, this is a men's world. But I'm happy to hear that we are listening
Yes.
to our women as well. Doc, dito sa Pilipinas, you have almost halos sa lahat ng projects, you have women project managers. We have Miss Lovely Alvar.
Yeah.
We have Miss Rose.
Shayna.
We have our emergency response coordinator right now is a woman, Shaina Enomar.
Of course, Levy.
Our programs director is a woman. Our country director is a woman. And so, I believe we are really aligned.
It's a great achievement, I should say.
I think so, na nakikinig tayo talaga sa but in your, sa pag-upo mo dito sa ADRA, Doc, since last year, seeing how women work, how important was it that ito ay naging women-led na mga proyekto din?
One of the things that I have noticed, kasi ang babae, madetalye, very meticulous, I should say, and it matters a lot, especially in our reporting of our achievements to our donors, because kailangan tayong magre-report sa kanila, and women are very meticulous on that one. So I should say I am happy that it's women. When I came in, halos mga babae, kasi I could relate right away, and then they are very good. You know, they are very good. I could say very detailed in the way they report, and they are good speakers. They hindi rin nai-intimidate. You know, there are those women who really leads, and very resilient, and very empowering women.
Oh, I think that's one thing about Women's Month. We just don't want to, bring women in a spotlight na, ay, kaya din namin gawin yan, or kaya din namin. We want to highlight here, in my perspective, Doc, na to preserve the identity of a woman and how important it is that we bring, not just to compete with men, or no, mas magaling kami sa mga lalaki. We don't want to highlight that conversation. We want to highlight the difference women and men have, but the blend, the powerful na impact when we both work together. But usually kasi may mga prejudice on what women can. We sometimes hear that and all. But your women project managers, Doc, are very strong.
They're
in
strong.
Leadership as well.
Yes.
What can you say about their leadership?
I should say, as women, I think one of the things that I admired with them, kasi they're very, siguro dahil babae, emotionally connected, I should say, especially to the workers. Parang naging ate, parang naging mother sila. And they're very particular, like I should say, oy, parang pagod na kayo, pwede bang magpahinga muna? For something like that. It's not that they look at the welfare of each individual employee or staff that they have at nakikita, and they feel how they get tired. As a woman, mafe-feel natin yan. Diba? So they will say, pahinga muna, mag-break muna kayo. Diba? Or, let's celebrate.
Yes.
You have achieved a lot. And yan nakikita ko sa mga project leaders natin.
That makes a good leader talaga.
Yeah.
They see the work and life
Yes, balance.
po, Doc. And I think I may not be able to mention one project, pero narinig ko ta very strict sila by 5 p.m. and it's off our duty hours. Go. You cannot disturb them na because they have a life to live and
Yes.
all. So, they're very, parang there's this, it's sacred sa kanila yung oras na hindi para sa trabaho, para naman din sa pamilya or
Yeah.
para sa sarili. Now, Doc, if there's somebody here who's a woman who's able to be a leader, no? Parang nasa kanya ang capacity, nasa kanya ang panahon, the other ingredients to be a leader, nasa kanya na.
Okay.
Pero parang sa puso niya, parang I don't think I can handle that. I don't think kaya ko ba? What if there's somebody here na with all the ingredients, Doc, that makes her a leader, pero yung doubt niya dahil babae siya, what would you like to say to that woman?
Okay, first of all, I would say we are all created by God to become leaders. You know, God has endowed us with capabilities that we can, and that's one thing. And I think as a woman, you have to believe in yourself. Okay? Kasi even if you have those skills and you still doubt and you will not take the risk of leading, you'll never be a leader, right? So it's taking hold of it, claiming it, because God gave you these talents. You already have those. You already have the skills and the talent to become a leader, and yet you are parang nahihiya, parang
Yeah.
intimidated, parang...
What's stopping you is you ba?
Oh, yeah, it's you. Yes, that's the thing. What's stopping you, it's you. God gave you that already, diba? And I always believe if God endowed us with talents like that as a woman, use it. It's not for you, it's for Him. Diba? So I would advise that that particular woman, if ever he's around here, I would advise him, take hold of it. Because God gave you that talent. Because God believes in you.
Wow.
So you have to believe in yourself also.
Oh, amen, Doc. Kasi I just like to, Doc, because when you entered ADRA, you were interviewed by Prabhu,
Okay.
Bandara Tilike, and Frank, men, and all. Was that something that you told yourself as well when you were there, when you were being asked to be a leader sa ADRA Philippines?
Yes.
Yun ba yung hugot, Doc?
Yes, I should say. One thing with ADRA, which I admire most in their hiring procedure, is the interview, the series of interview that you
Madami
have.
ba, Doc?
Yes, that was the third. The second. And it was more of a technical interview. Just imagine myself having no experience with NGO work because I'm from the academy.
Yes.
And you interviewed me. There's a technical interview that talking about, well, I have no problem when you discuss about leadership and everything, but when you ask about the humanitarian work, I was very frank. I was very frank and I told them, I don't have experience. In this particular area, I don't know, I might need your assistance on that one if you will get me.
Oo.
Diba? Kasi meaning,
And you were able to speak out. Dahil,
Yes.
I mean, ako, Doc Prabuk, he's a ninong also sa kasal namin ni EJ, but he's quite tough looking and all. And he's Sri Lankan, and Frank also is German. Were you intimidated? Were you, how did it went for you?
Well,
Go for
when I was told that I would be interviewed, I always prayed to God, Lord, if this is your will that I'll be in ADRA, then let it be. I will face them as I am.
Wow.
Not as somebody pretending to know everything.
Yes.
No. I have to tell them. So I think that's one thing, probably a plus point for me, because I was very frank with them. I told them I don't have this, I have no experience in this particular area. And so I think that got them. But I also told them, I'm willing to learn, if ever you will get me. So in terms of intimidation, I said, I was not intimidated because, if it is God's will, then let it be.
Oh,
Right? If it is
amen.
not, I have no problem with that one.
Wow.
So just placing everything in the hands of the Lord.
Wow, and embracing your true self
Yes,
as a
as a
woman, as a
woman.
mother, as someone who have worked before. The best antidote to intimidation is
Just be
honesty.
yourself. Just be yourself.
Just being yourself, and And now you're here
Yeah.
with us, serving as our country director with everything that you have to handle. And yes, you're a mother also, Doc. You're a wife. And so this is a takeaway from for me this episode na babae tayo. God will place us in different areas,
Yes.
'di ba? Babae sa lahat ng sektor. Baka ikaw yung babae na nasa bahay,
Yes.
pagiging ina, which is very powerful as well. Babae sa eskwelahan, babae sa opisina,
Even in the military.
military, the police,
the police.
in the uniformed na ranks, or babae sa humanitarian.
Yes.
It's just being true to yourself. It's embracing who you are. O, hindi pala siya about na being tough and competing with men and all. So it's about embracing our uniqueness.
Yes.
No? And that's where change comes from. Kaya pala, aangat talaga. Because there's honesty,
Yeah.
no, Doc? Now, Doc, this will be my last question. You are sitting in a tough position. You have a heavy crown on your head. But how can you ensure that in the future, Doc, this will continue, this trend sa ADRA Philippines will continue, that we will acknowledge women's contribution, especially in the humanitarian sector, na mag-grow siya and ma-recognize po talaga?
Okay, you're talking about in the future, ano? We do not know what will happen. But I would say, especially yung mga staff natin ng mga babae, you know who you are, you know your capability, and I believe God has given you talents. So in the future, you know, women, just stand, just do your best. Just do the thing that you are very good at. Let us say, if you're very good at comms, like Chantel here, do your best in this area, right? Kasi hindi naman siguro, you cannot be a jack of all trades.
Yes, cannot be everything.
You cannot be everything, right? You can be good in one area, but you're not good in the other area. So for women, be the best that you can be in the area that God has given you to be the best person that you can be.
Ayun, wow. It's like a mother really talking to me as well. Thank you, Doc, for it's a comfort, but it's empowering.
Yeah.
No? Now we can focus on what we have right now and grow there. And especially that we are in service to humanity.
Yes.
Kaya Doc, saludo po ako sa iyo. Thank you very much for what you're doing here as our country director sa ADRA Philippines. And saludo po tayo, Doc, sa lahat
ng babae.
ng mga babae na nanonood po ngayon. And so, mga kapaglaom, no, thank you very much, Doc, for your time with us. And we would like to show you another video. As mentioned by Doc, meron po tayong bagong short-term na proyekto sa Naga in leadership of Sir Carl Mark Morta. And we would like to check ano bang ginagawa nila doon. Let's watch this.
Exclusive meeting. Para susunod. Sa pasyo.
And that's it for this afternoon, mga kapaglaom. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for allowing us to enter into your homes and have this beautiful, inspiring, and empowering conversation. Again, saludo po kami sa lahat ng mga babae. Doc, you have pasasalamat din sa ating mga viewers.
And also so women, I should say.
Yes, yes
I
po.
have my message already to all women?
Sure, yes,
Okay.
Doc.
I would like to thank again to all our viewers for watching our ADRA TV program here in Hope Channel, South Philippines. And please continue watching us here and supporting ADRA Philippines. I think I would give my final message to all women.
Yes,
Now,
Doc.
this month we are celebrating Women's Month. And we are actually celebrating a woman's strength, a woman's resilience,
Yes.
women's achievement wherever they may be at home, at work, at schools, kaya sinabi mo kanina. And to all women, let's support each other. That's one thing I would like to give to all women. Let us support each other, that we will be together as one, that we can give positive change to the community where we are in. Not only in our community, even in our homes, in our little barangay, that we can be a positive influence for a positive change in the community. So to all women there, congratulations, and stay strong. God has given you a lot of talents. Use it for His glory. And women will continue to be empowered. Our voice will be heard, especially if we are together as one, no, as one woman, giving positive change to the community.
Yes, in service to humanity.
Humanity.
Thank you very much, Doc Aperocho, once again, the Country Director of ADRA Philippines. Ayan, mga kapaglaom, to wrap up this episode, we'd like to thank Hope Channel South Philippines, our manager, Sir John Sir Calibot, our Communications Director dito sa SWPUC, Pastor Roxy Pido, our Executive Producer, Ati Charm Sinining Pamisa. Thank you very much for your support. Our volunteers, our OJTs from USTP, thank you guys for assisting us. And also from Lourdes, no, thank you very much for Lourdes College for assisting us this episode. So mga kapaglaom, kita-kita po tayo again next week. Mondays, every Mondays po tayo 5 to 6 p.m. dito lang sa
ADRA TV.